The Realme X3 Super Zoom features a periscope-style telephoto camera, which is the first we have seen in this price segment. The 8-megapixel telephoto camera features 5 times optical zoom and maximum of 60x hybrid zoom. Camera performance is very good during the day, but not so much at night. To help with the latter, there's a night mode which is quite effective. The main 64-megapixel camera captures good photos in daylight, but struggles a bit in low light. The X3 Super Zoom can record video at 4K and quality is good in the day, but could be better when shooting at night. The X3 Super Zoom uses Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus SoC, which offers plenty of processing power for apps and games. The phone also features a 120Hz refresh rate LCD panel, so scrolling through menus feels fluid. Battery life is also solid. The X3 is also very well built and looks stylish. It's missing stereo speakers, but single bottom firing speaker gets pretty loud. The phone runs on Realme UI based on Android 10 too. The Realme X2 has a 6.5-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel and a 90Hz refresh rate. It also has slim borders around the display and a relatively shallow notch. The Realme X2 Pro is a bit on the thicker side at 8.7mm, but the curved back tries to compensate for this. It is also quite heavy at nearly 200 grams, but the weight is distributed well. The X2 is available in multiple RAM and storage variants in India, all of which have Snapdragon 855 Plus SoC on board. The phone can accommodate 2 nano SIMs and dual 4G VoLTE is supported. It ships with ColorOS 6.1 based on Android 9. When it comes to performance, the phone ran cool in general, but the sides and the back got quite warm when gaming and even with heavy camera usage. In videos with Dolby Atmos encoded audio, the surround effect is somewhat good. The X2 Pro has a 4000 mAh battery, which is very dependable. On average, we easily got about a day and a half of runtime on a single charge. The Vivo V17 Pro is a unique offering with 2 pop-up selfie cameras and 4 more at the back. It's well built and looks premium despite all polycarbonate build. It's a little chunky and heavy, but still quite manageable. The 6.44-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display is bright, has good color saturation and viewing angles. There's also Corning Gorilla Glass 6 for protection. The in-display fingerprint sensor works well, but face unlock is only used as the last resort and can't be used as a primary method for unlocking the phone. The phone is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 SoC and comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB storage. The SoC is a little weak for the price, but is fairly capable of handling apps and games. Keep in mind that it does make the phone quite hot with prolonged camera use or gaming. The rear 48-megapixel camera shoots good quality oversampled shots in both daytime and in low light. The ultra-wide camera captures more in the frame and is also used for shooting super macros. There's a telephoto camera too, which offers 2 times optical zoom. The V17 Pro has a depth camera which helps when shooting bokeh portraits. The Asus 6Z is a budget flagship contender with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor and 4.4-inch notchless screen. Its main selling point is a flip-up camera module that lets you use the primary 48-megapixel Sony IMX586 camera and secondary 13-megapixel wide-angle camera for selfies as well as the usual photos. The camera module needs to flip around every time you want to use face recognition or take a selfie, which means there's a slight delay. Asus has thought of a few tricks, such as the ability to take sweeping panoramas with one tap or pivot the module while in middle of recording a video. In terms of design, the 6Z is fairly plain, with only the bright blue Asus logo and text on the rear standing out against the midnight black body. The Twilight Silver option offers a silver blue gradient. An extra button on the right is set to trigger Google Assistant by default but can be reprogrammed. Performance is great thanks to a high-end processor and ample RAM. The full HD Plus screen supports HDR and was bright and vibrant in our experience. The OnePlus 7 is a successor of the OnePlus 6T and was launched alongside the OnePlus 7 Pro. It looks identical to the OnePlus 6T at the front. The OnePlus 7 supports a 6.41-inch optic AMOLED display with Full HD resolution. The AMOLED panel has good viewing angles and has multiple display modes to choose from. OnePlus has opted for a dewdrop notch on the OnePlus 7, which houses a 16-megapixel selfie camera. The OnePlus 7 has Corning Gorilla Glass protection at the front and back, which should help it resist scratches. Powering the phone is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 SoC that is capable of running every game out there. The OnePlus 7 packs a 3700 mAh battery and is able to deliver all-day battery life. The company supplies a 20-watt charger with the phone and it is capable of topping the battery up completely in an hour. OnePlus has opted for a dual camera setup on the phone consisting of 48-megapixel primary sensor and a 5-megapixel depth sensor. The camera performance was slightly disappointing and the camera suffered in low light conditions. On the software front, the phone runs on Oxygen OS 9.5 on top of Android 9 Pie. There are useful software additions on top that are very useful.